They say demons don't need to announce themselves. You'll know when one has found its way into your life, because everything starts to unravel at once. That was the case for Daniel and Melissa, a newly married couple who bought the old carpenter house on the edge of town. It was a beautiful property, bigger than they thought they could ever afford, but its price had been suspiciously low. The realtor explained it away with a nervous smile. Older homes just don't move as fast. The house had a strange feature, a cellar door in the kitchen that had been nailed shut. Its boards were old, warped, and stained black in places. The realtor brushed it off, saying the previous owners never used the basement and sealed it for safety reasons. Daniel and Melissa didn't think much of it, at least not at first. Within the first week, things began happening. At night, they'd hear faint rattling like nails scraping against wood. The kitchen doorframe shook as though something was pressing from beneath. At first, Daniel assumed it was a draft or maybe mice, but then they noticed something else. Long, deep scratches appearing in the floorboards leading away from the cellar door. Melissa swore she heard whispering when she was alone in the kitchen. Words in a language she couldn't recognize, soft and guttural, growing louder the closer she stood to the sealed hatch. When she told Daniel, he laughed it off, until the night they both heard it together. It was past midnight, the house wrapped in silence. Then a voice drifted from the cellar. Not just whispers this time, but something that sounded like chanting, low, rhythmic, inhuman. Daniel tried to rationalize, maybe a radio interference, something explainable. But when they pressed their ears to the door, the chanting stopped. In its place came a single sound, 3 heavy knocks from the other side. Days later, Daniel came home to find the cellar boards torn loose, as though ripped from the inside. The nails had been bent outward. The air was heavy, reeking of sulfur and rot. Melissa begged him not to go down, but curiosity and pride drove him forward. He grabbed a flashlight and descended the crumbling steps into the darkness. The basement was colder than the winter air outside. The walls were lined with claw marks, deep and violent, some of them gouged into the concrete itself. In the far corner, Daniel found what looked like a circle etched into the ground, burnt symbols that pulsed faintly as though alive. His flashlight flickered, and in that instant of darkness, he heard something breathing, slow and deliberate, right next to him. Melissa screamed from the top of the stairs, and when Daniel spun around, his light caught something moving, a figure hunched and grotesque, its limbs too long, its mouth stretched into an unnatural grin full of jagged teeth. Its eyes burned like coals. He never made it back up the stairs. Melissa heard his scream echo through the house, a sound so full of terror it didn't sound human. Then silence. His flashlight clattered onto the steps, the beam dying out. She called the police. They searched the entire house but found no trace of Daniel. No blood, no body, nothing but the broken boards and that suffocating stench. They told Melissa her husband must have left. That stress made her hear things, but she knew better. That night, she sat alone in the kitchen, trembling when she heard his voice whisper her name. It came from the darkness below, soft and broken. "Melissa, help me." The cellar door slammed shut on its own. Melissa ran. She hasn't been seen since. The carpenter house remains abandoned, its kitchen floor still marked with gouges that lead toward the basement hatch. Locals say if you get close enough, you can hear whispers leaking through the cracks, calling out to you in the voice of someone you love, someone who shouldn't be there. And if you're foolish enough to answer, the house takes you too.